Dark.
All right, Team No Excuses. We are here. Super excited for this Tuesday training. I have two rock stars with me, and we are going to do an enrolling panel. So, and I got naked nails. That's terrible.
Ooh.
But when you get on, let us know, instead of saying replay, let us know how long you've been a stylist. I think that would be super exciting to see how long you've been a stylist, and let us know because if you're watching this training, you have a goal to build a team, which means you have a goal to promote. So I want to know, what rank would you like to hold 1 year from now? What rank would you like your team to be 1 year from now? Let us know in the comments when you get on, and I'm going to pull up the training on my phone. That way I can watch comments, because if we have any questions that come up, we are going to do our best to answer them live. Mm-hmm. So I see there's several that joined since I said what I said at the beginning. Let us know when you joined and what rank you would like your team to be 1 year from now. So those two questions, put those in the comments for us, and we are going to do our best to stay on track. We were kind of joking before this that
fingers.
I'm like, well, I talk a lot, Anne talks a lot, Bina talks a lot. So I'm sorry, you guys, but I can promise you everything that's said on this training is going to be great information. I guarantee it. So if you make it through the whole training, I'm sure you will have your mind blown, because these ladies are going to share some great tips for us when it comes to sharing the opportunity, who to share it with and how to share it. So what I want to do, because we've had so many new people join Team No Excuses, if we could just introduce ourselves quickly. I'll start. I'm Danielle. I'm the founder of Team No Excuses. I've been doing this a little over 3 years. We are currently an executive team, very, very, very close to becoming a senior executive team. And that will happen in God's timing. We've been pushing for that for quite a while. This November will be 2 years that we have been an executive team. So I keep telling my husband, if it doesn't happen in October, it might happen in November, because, you know, that might be awesome if it happened exactly 2 years after we became an executive team. But nonetheless, our rank as a team does not define us. We are still a force to reckon with, and I represent this team proudly every single day. I'm super humbled to lead you all. So I'm a wife, and I have 3 kiddos, and I am a nurse by trade. Thankfully, I'm able to focus full-time on Color Street now, and I'm not currently working as a nurse. So even though I have thought about just going back, you know, like on call just for something to do, but given the current circumstances with our country, I'm going to hold off on that for right now and probably pursue some nursing later down the road. So Anne, do you want to introduce yourself next?
Yes. My name is Anne Quintanilla. I've been a stylist for a little over 9 months, and I am a director. I am a mother of 3 grown children, a military spouse. My husband's been in the military 26 years. We are about to retire. We live in Colorado Springs, moved around a lot. Like I said, I'm a military spouse, so I've moved around a lot, lived in a lot of different places. So thank you all for joining us. And then Bina, your
like the Brady Bunch.
And that is so awesome. Tell your husband that we said thank you for his service. That is,
thank you.
I love it. I have a huge heart for the military. So tell him thank you. And that's awesome. How awesome, after not even 30 years, that he's getting ready to retire. I mean, the military is amazing. So all right, Bina, go for it, girl.
So my name is Bina Lujan. I am, I know my name says Bina Lujan Roberts. It's my husband's last name. Facebook is the only place I have changed my name. We've been married for 3 years and just haven't changed it anywhere. But so I'm married. Well, I guess I'm going out of order. I'm married. I have 3 children. My son is 25. My daughter just turned 20, and my little dude is 14. We live in Orange County, California. I am a director in Color Street. Yay, just now 1 month. And I've been with Color Street just over a year. And yeah, I think that's really it. That says it in a nutshell. I've been loving every single minute of this business. And I do have a full-time job outside of Color Street. Thankfully, I have the opportunity to work from home even now that we are back in office. My position is still working from home right now. So with an occasional office visit here and there. So I'm able to squeeze Color Street in throughout the day.
Oh, that's nice. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And Anne, a few months back, was able to quit her job and focus full-time on Color Street. So that's super, super exciting. Okay, so let's get into this training. I don't see any comments that have come up yet. I got my phone propped up right over here. I just see everybody saying, hey, answering the questions. Super excited for all of you that are on here with us. All right, so Anne, I'm going to have you start out sharing with us who we should share the business with.
Okay, so really, it's not rocket science. You need to share the business with the people that are already in your VIP page. These are your VIPs, your customers. You probably have hostesses that are already on there. And the reason I say this is because a lot of times, I want to say two questions that always come up when I do present the opportunity is, well, not that they're questions, but they say, I don't have the time. I don't have the money right now. And then the other thing is, do I have to build a team? So when I say focus on your VIP page, when they say they don't have the time, we're actually picking on, I want to say picking, but there are two different types of women that are on our VIP page. There are stay-at-home women, moms, wives. Then you have the women that are out on the workforce. So I want to say both of them, they all want the priority in their life is having time with their family. So with the stay-at-home moms, the time that they're already overwhelmed at home, taking care of the home and the family. So the way that you want to approach this, if you're trying to share the opportunity with stay-at-home moms, is that this actually gives you the opportunity to control the time that you have with your family and your business. One of the things that I know when you're in a VIP page, you have your VIPs that are already interacting. They're already buying the nails. They are already sharing the nail fees. They are already complimenting the nail fees. They are already inviting people in your VIP page, and they've already hosted a party. They are already doing everything that us stylists are doing. So you have to be a VIP in your group who is a stay-at-home mom or a woman out in the workforce. A lot of them are interacting. They're buying the nails. They're hosted parties. They are interacting. They don't know this because one of the main things that we always ask is, if I don't know that many people, how do I make that connection? They are already doing that because they are interacting with the other VIPs in the group. They're participating in the games. Some of them are actually joining other nail bar parties that the other VIPs are hosting. So when you present the opportunity and when they say, I don't have the time, I don't know anybody, you already tell them, you being in my VIP page, interacting, buying the nails, inviting your friends to my page, hosting a party, you are already doing everything that a stylist is doing. Why not? So that's one. I'm going to say that's just one thing, is just approaching people that are already in your VIP page. All right, Bina, your turn.
So, I mean, it's funny that you said it, the way you started it when you said it's not rocket science. I was going to kind of say the same thing. What you're going to hear today, you've heard it before, honestly. I mean, you really have, but, probably with a few extra details. So, just as Anne said, the way that I was going to answer this is very similar, but the answer to this is, who do I offer the business to? The answer is everyone. It really is. Mm-hmm. The difference there is how, and we'll get to that in the next question, is how do we offer it? Mm-hmm. That's where the difference comes. So when we talk about who do I offer it to, yes, you offer it for sure to those people who are already in your VIP group. They're already there. They already have an interest in Color Street. So you have them pretty much half the way. You've already piqued their interest. They're in your group. Now you just need to find out the next step. Are they in there for, just to have fun, or they in there for the nails, you know, you start making that relationship and that connection with them. And then the same thing with just your regular Facebook group. Your regular Facebook group, you mention the business and you offer the business to them. And again, that'll come in the next question is how do you bring it to them? And then even when you're talking to people just that you meet, or people that you're talking to just face to face, everyone that you come in contact with deserves to know about Color Street. And one thing that when I started with Color Street back in July, I didn't start building a team until, November, December. It took me a while to start building a team. I don't think that I really, I think it was like, because I've been a part of many direct sales companies, and never once did I build a team, not even one recruit, not even once. And I did the script and I read everything, but I just don't think that my passion was in it. I don't think that came through. So that's a little bit of the difference now. So when it came to watching some other trainings and saying the things that I'm kind of saying, it just didn't really resonate that much with me. So I had to kind of just take a step back and really evaluate how much was I really putting in it myself, and was I really talking to the right people? Was I really talking to them the way that I should be talking, knowing my audience and how to address each specific person? And the answer was really no. So I just had to take a step back and reevaluate that. So you'll get to know me. I am very much short story long. So in the end, the answer is everyone.
I agree with that so much. And I love that you mentioned in the other opportunities that your heart wasn't in it, because I can truly tell you that when you are passionate about something, people know, people can see that, people can sense that, and people want to be part of that. And when I ask people, because I do very often, I say, why are you in my VIP group? Why do you support me? Why did you decide to join with me? Because I like to know why are people choosing this? And 9 times out of 10, they say, your passion is contagious. You are so passionate about Color Street, whether it's VIPs or the team or training or whatever it is. I just love it. And I have been part of other network marketing companies like you have. And I was very withdrawn because I think I felt spammy. I had a very small circle that I could share my products with. It was a health and wellness company. So it was hard to bring it up. But with the nails, we literally are a walking advertisement. We wear and share. And I was just talking to another leader about how often I'm complimented on my nails in public. And I used to give this big diarrhea of the mouth explanation. And then now I say, thank you so much. I did them at home. And it's like the look that I get. And then that gives me the opportunity to pull out my sample and ask them, do you mind if I put it on you right now? And since I finally got up to speed and have a QR code, it's so much easier to connect because I pull that out and I say, here, open your camera, scan this.
Right.
There's my link tree. There's samples. There's my VIP group. There's my shopping link. There's all this stuff. And I can connect with people so much easier in public. And since I've started doing that, it's just been a breath of fresh air. So I agree. Just to tag on to what these ladies said, I would say you ask everybody. And I have heard now from 3 different very successful, strong leaders that are very successful with Color Street, Crossline Sisters. They are all starting to lead conversation with the opportunity. They are not starting with samples. So when they meet people, when they get a new VIP, when they meet someone in public, when they meet people in parties, they are sharing the business. And then if somebody says, I would really prefer to just buy, okay, well, let's get you some nails for free by hosting a party. And then if they decline that, okay, well, we do have this buy 3, get 1 that you can get online by supporting your host or, however you meet them. And then if they say no to that, worst case scenario, you're sending a sample. They're not going to say no to a free sample. Mm-hmm. So that is something that I am slowly kind of adapting into my business because it does take courage. It does take boldness to lead with the business. But when you think about, okay, what has this done for me? You begin to feel selfish. If you are not sharing this business, it is very selfish not to. And it doesn't matter the situation because I didn't have time when I joined. I was a full-time nurse. I was running my husband's construction company. I had 3 kids. I had all the things where I truly thought I didn't have time. But what I didn't know is that 3 months into this business, I would quit my job as a nurse and focus full-time on Color Street. So we never know. And us being scared is withholding and being selfish with this business that could change somebody's life. And I know a lot of times we walk on eggshells when somebody brings up, well, I don't have the money to join. My family is strapped for money. We can't pay our light bill. We can't put groceries on the table. You need this business. We need to be sharing with those people. We know what this business can do. So those are the people that we really need to be saying. Now, I'm not saying you need to just totally ex-nay their feelings and their situation, because that's rough. If you can't put groceries on your table or you can't pay your bills, that's rough. But here's what we need to do is the feel, felt, found, where I completely understand how you feel, you know, and you go through the feel, felt, found, and let people know, you know, I felt that way. This is what I found, and go through and let them know what this business has done for you. So, okay. Let's wrap up that section because we have been live for a little while already. So basically the moral of the story is that we need to ask everybody. And if you are bold enough, I would lead with the business. I mean, what is the worst that somebody can say is no, I prefer to be a customer. I prefer to be a host. Okay, great. That's excellent. We need hosts. We need orders. We need people to try the polish. So I mean, we really have nothing to lose. And this is a people-based business. We are in a business of building relationships. So we have to talk to people. We have to make those connections. And I'm not saying when you do a party and you are connecting with the party guests to just direct message them and say, Anne, I think you need to be a stylist. Because Anne's probably going to be like, what the heck? What is wrong with you? Like, no, you need to be building conversation in the party, in the comments, when you do interactive posts. Make those conversations so that when you do message about the business or, you know, offer them the opportunity, it's not super spammy. So, okay, let's get into how, because I'm kind of starting to already go there and it's not time. So Bina, I'm going to have you start with this one and share how you present the business to people.
Okay, so I'll start with just my regular, like on regular Facebook. So as I said, you mention it to everyone. So when you start talking just regular Facebook, I'm not spammy Tammy, right? You said, but I do mention it just in my story. So I think I saw this in a training when you're talking about, you don't want to be spammy, but when you're doing stories, don't always just post something about Nail Street. Where did I get that? Color Street. I know. Color Street. Like post something about yourself and then, and then something about Color Street, because people, if they start just seeing Color Street only, they just might swipe your story. So if you start with something personal, then they'll start, looking at your entire story. But I'll put, like, for example, for September, multiple times in the month of September, I've posted the flyer just in my story. And it's nothing, it's nothing spammy, or then I'll post something about like join my team or just something like that. So something as simple as that is what I mentioned to people on my regular Facebook. But again, the where you're going to get the people that that actually say yes, perhaps, is going to be in your VIP space, because again, they are already part of your Color Street community. So I post business blessings. I post, things, some like the trips that you earn, the recognition. So when you get Danielle Mail, or when you get, leaderboard, or anything that have any kind of recognition, I post that. When my team grows, if I've added someone onto my team, the same way we do shout outs in Team No Excuses, I do the same shout out in my team space. So basically just showing my VIP, hey, welcome someone else to Team Level Up. Our group is growing. We're having fun. Who wants to join us? Something like that. And then all the girls in the group also comment in like, welcome so-and-so. Can't wait to have fun. So it kind of builds that space too. But I'm never really at this point still saying like, hey, do you want to join? Do you want to take part of, be part of my team? Like directly asking them. And another part too is when I do my lives, I still mention sometimes the business, and then someone, any kind of hint that someone gives me, if they just give me an emoji or if they give me something, I think I will, when I do my lives, I'll say something like, don't forget September, like I do announcements, and I'll say September, we have the 5 free sets. And then if someone puts up an announcement, I think Lynn just joined last week or something, and all it took was one emoji, and I was like, Lynn, and I wrote her name down, and then I gave it like, maybe a week, and then I started following up with her. And I just said, hey, I just should notice that you had an interest. But then I started joking around with her on the live too. So I started making that connection. Oh, Lynn, you're interested, are you? Don't you worry, girl. I'm going to catch up with you. So I started making the connection. And then again, when started just, what did we call it? We started calling it plant the seed.
Yeah.
You plant the seed. So again, never really mentioned the business, but it's planted in there with her. So I do follow-ups with them. So when I don't want to skip them, I have notes and I'm supposed to use them. So I'm trying to look at them to keep myself on track, trying to be good. Hang on. Okay. So when I talk about the follow-ups, and Anne and I were talking about this and how we do this, and we do have similar but then different tactics. When I mention the business and I talk to someone about it, whether they give me a yay or a nay, if they say not right now, then, or no, I take that as a not right now, or they're still thinking about it, I'll lay off. I know Anne is like, she still steps on the gas a little bit, and that's totally fine. I lay off a little bit, and then, but you can ask Dee. She just joined last week. I step on that gas like a week later, or if she places an order, I message her and I'm like, hey girl, hey, that order you just placed, I just want to let you know, you could have been paying yourself, for that buy 3, get 1 free. And then, and I'll leave it at that. And then she's like, I know. And then I let it go. I don't say anything. And then the next order she places, I'm like, okay, just another reminder. And then finally she canceled her order and she joined. But it's just staying on top of them and making sure that they know that, and I always too come at them with, is there a benefit if you join my team? Do I benefit from it? Absolutely. I will benefit if you join my team. There's no covering that up. However, I do tell them my interest in having them join Color Street is coming genuinely from my heart, because I truly love this business. And I tell them, I was like, I hope you see that, when I'm having fun during my lives and everything, that I just want you to have fun with me. And that's where it's all coming from. And I tell them the reasons why I think that they would be great at it. You love Color Street. You joke around with me on the lives, all of these things. And sometimes they do lives on their own Facebook. So there's different qualities that everyone brings that I try to point out, and I've connected with them.
Let me add something really quick. I just want to tag something on to what you said about benefiting from somebody joining your team. What I want people to realize, and something that I feel like you should share with people, is we do not make anything off of enrollment. I think a lot of people think that we get a kickback when they join, and our benefits compensation doesn't begin until we as leaders help them succeed. Mm-hmm. And that's what I love about this. And people will say, oh, well, that's a pyramid scheme. No, it's not, because we do not make anything off of anybody that joins unless we help them succeed. And I love that. I absolutely love that. And I've heard so many people talk about, well, that's just one of those people at the top, only the people at the top make money. No, it's not. So that's something that I think needs to be shared when we are sharing this, because people think, well, they're just going to make, a bonus off of us. No, we don't. Our job is to share this business as the gift that it is, and then help our enrollments to achieve the goals that they set for themselves with their business. And then once they start succeeding, then yes, we as leaders do make a percentage off of our downline, but we don't make anything until we help our downlines to succeed. So I love that. And I had to add that little tidbit in there. Can I ask you something else, Bina? Because you said something about messaging everyone that hearts your stuff, do you mean like if you post a shout out, I shout you out for maintaining director, you post that on your personal page and people like or love that, like they react to your post, are you messaging all of those people, or what do you mean by like hearting your stuff?
No, like when when I have a like when I usually, like when I have a live or something like that, and I talk about the opportunity, and then someone will just say something, just, you know, just anything, just acknowledging it, even in just an emoji saying like heart, or just like shock face or something like that, then
you follow up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Because there's another leader that did a training who's one of the top enrollers in the company, and she does what I just said, where she posts lots of business blessings on her personal page, and she does go through and message every single person that comments or reacts to her post. And the people that like it or love it, she will just message them and say, hey, Bina, I just wanted to reach out and tell you thank you so much for supporting my post. I'm super excited that I made the comic club this month, or, you know, whatever her post was. But she reaches out and she makes those connections with people. And she's like, you will not believe how many people are like, I'd love to know what you do, when she reaches out to them just because they supported her post. I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense for us? Okay. But yeah, I mean, that's a great thing too. If you are posting any type of business blessing on your public page or in your VIP group, just to connect with those people and thank them for supporting you and your business. So, okay, Bina, go ahead. Sorry to cut you off.
I like that. No, the key also too is just just consistency. It really is follow up. I know you've heard it before, but I have a board behind me here, and I do color code it, but it's like green, you know, and red, like do not talk to them for a while, like let them sit, because they will leave your group if you talk to them again.
Yeah. But
you know, then I have some that I follow up. They're still good to talk to, or you better talk to them soon before they walk. So I follow up with them, and I'll keep track of, you know, when I've spoken to them, but it's all through Messenger. So obviously I keep track of it through there, but just keep following up with them. And I even have my rank tracker, well, it's sitting under my plastic board here, but I have my rank tracker with my potentials and any potential that I have there. And so I'll make sure that I revisit that at least twice a month, just to make sure that I've touched base with everyone that's on my tracker as my potentials. Have I talked to them? What is their status? And then I know you've heard this many times, but if you have a potential, make sure you add them to the sneak peek group. Make sure you add them and call them out as a shout out. There is nothing better than getting a warm welcome from all these welcoming ladies, welcoming them to this, what could be their sister. We claim so much about this sisterhood, which I 100% back up. But I think that definitely helps someone who is maybe on the fence. Like, just, we talk about, that's one thing that we really love about this business. Yeah. They feel that as soon as they get all those shout outs in there.
Mm-hmm. There's actually been several people I've talked to that are not even my personal enrollments, but they have joined the team, and they're like, if I would have known the community, I would have joined a long time ago. And they're just blown away by the support and how everybody wants everybody to succeed. They're like, this is weird. What is going on? And I'm like, I know it's weird. I thought the same when I joined, but now it's like the norm. I don't know what I would do without the community. I mean, it's crazy.
And one thing before I hand it over to Anne, I'm sorry, Anne, I will give it over to you, but you know, don't ever think that you can't talk to someone. Think about what Color Street has blessed you with and how much you love Color Street, and think about the person that you're thinking like, oh, she won't like it. She's not going to be interested. Don't make their decision for them. Think about what it's done for you, and think what you're holding back from that person. So whether you think they may or may not be interested in it, you could at least just mention it. Now, how you mention it to them could be a little different, but it also just depends on the connection. If you have a great connection with them, you could be just straightforward with it. But if you don't, then you do kind of have to ease your way into it. I met one of the ladies that I just added to my group this month, her name's Veronica. I've only known her since July. I met her at my son's orientation. She was so nice, and she started talking to me, and our kids were getting their books, and I let her go, and we were talking, and I let her go. I let her walk, and in my head, I'm like, oh, she's so nice. She would be so amazing for Color Street. She'd be so awesome. And then I was telling my son, and he doesn't like my talk, but I'm like, oh my God, she would be amazing on my team. I think, or even as a customer. And then I was like, I should have got her number. I should have given her a sample. I should something. And then my luck, she stopped at the bathroom on the way out. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to go up to her. I'm going to go up to her. It's not my style, but I'm going to go back up to her. And I stopped her, and I gave her my phone number. I didn't talk Color Street, because I was also just like, she lives right across the street from me. I'm going to make friends. But also in the back of my head, I'm like, friends in Color Street, all my teammates are like in other states. So this would be awesome if I could have someone close by. And so I take her kids to school sometimes and carpool. And then I gave her daughter a sample to give to her mom. And then we started talking over text, and like, well, this is what I do on my side gig. I make some extra money. And then the conversation just continued to evolve after about a month. And I just slowly pushed, talked to her about it. And here we are. Now she's on the team.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. And I want to go back to something too, where you said about how Anne kind of pushes the gas. I feel like we know from situation to situation, like when to hit the brakes and when to hit the gas. And sometimes our mind tells us to hit the brakes, but we really shouldn't. And I'm going to give you a situation where I had this girl that hosted. She literally done everything. Like she was, if you had like a model host, it would have been this girl. And I didn't know her very well, but I told her, at the end of the party, I said, I know you're probably not interested, but I can't let you miss out on this opportunity this month. Have you ever thought about doing what I do? The reason I ask is because you have been an amazing hostess, and I know you have everything it takes to be a stylist. And she wrote back and said, it's so crazy you said that. I was just telling my husband this morning how much fun I had hosting with you. And I was like, okay. Well, she ended up telling me, I had been following up with her, and she ended up telling me yesterday, I would love to do it in the future, but now is not the time. And I thought, okay, it's time to just let her go, because she is literally like the most beautiful, genuine person in the world. Like I would absolutely love working with this lady because she's just amazing. And so I was like, okay, I totally respect that, but I would like to know what's holding you back. Is it the time? Well, as we've finished having that conversation today, now she's like, okay, let me talk to my husband, because what I want to tell you is I have tried other direct sales and I have failed, and I don't think my husband will be on board. So I was like, okay, girl, let's have a phone call. Have your husband call me, because I will talk to him, because my husband was skeptical too. My husband watched me for 3.5 years trying to build a business that I was so dedicated to. And he was like, whatever, try this Color Street gig. And he has seen, it's just a different situation with Color Street. I mean, the simplicity, it's affordable, it's a highly demanded product, it's consumable. I mean, there's just so much that blows every other company out of the water and justifies why Color Street is a fit for pretty much anybody, because this business is fun and it's very simple and it can work for literally anybody. So I think you just have to feel out those situations and know when it's appropriate to keep going. But I also think that when somebody tells you no, that's okay. We need to learn as business owners how to overcome those objections. We cannot hear no and then tuck our tail and walk away. It's okay to say, I completely understand, but would you mind letting me know why you don't want to join right now? Is it the time? Is it fears? Is it this? Is it that? And try to kind of figure out. And, you know, like people that say they don't have time, that's one of my favorite things to talk about, because I tell them, I understand how you feel. I felt the same way. But what I found is, and that's how you do that feel, felt, found, is where you tell somebody, I can relate. I understand. I felt the same way. But what I found, and then you let them know, because like I tell people, before I quit my job, I fit this into the cracks of my family. That might look like working during my son's baseball practice, or, you know, stay up 15 minutes late, schedule some posts, you know, just different things, and letting people know that I understand how you feel. And maybe if we can't connect with their objections, there's somebody on the team that could. And that's when you reach out to your upline, or you reach out in a leader chat and you say, hey, I've got this girl that wants to join, but she's really scared about X, Y, and Z. Is there anybody that can relate with her? And I guarantee you there's someone on the team that can relate, and you can connect them and get them talking and let them know that, hey, she had these same issues. This is how she's succeeding. And that's where you reach out and you lean on, you know, the community that we're part of. So, all right, I'm done talking. Anne, go ahead, girl, because we've done like several minutes.
Okay, you guys covered everything. You guys pretty much picked little things that I was going to talk about. When Bina talks about, I go full on, step on the gas. Back to what you're saying. If you have somebody that is already interested, man, you need to be on that person, because it has happened to me twice where I had a potential that they were super excited. You know, it just so happened that it was a day that I was not available. And by the time I came back, they kind of lost that like interest. So I learned from that. So now when I do have somebody who is very interested, when I say very interested, they're asking a lot of questions. Sorry, I'm going to backtrack when we talk about not being salesy. You know, you don't want to present this like, okay, it's going to benefit me. The way that I approach this is, every girl that I do present this opportunity is people that deep down in my gut, I believe in them. Deep down in my gut, I'm like, I want you. I actually, when I am out there looking for people, I don't want to say I'm selective, but I kind of take an approach. I don't know if any of you guys know this, but outside of Color Street, I am a coach. This is what I do for a living. Is I not for a living, but this is what I do outside of Color Street. Is I empower women. I actually let them see what they're capable of, and I actually give them the confidence to do something. So with me, the first thing that always comes out of my mouth is, girl, I got you. Like, I have you. I got you, girl. This is what I feel that you are capable of. The number one thing when women are kind of fearful of joining this is, you're right. One is they feel they don't have the time, they don't have the money, they don't think they can do this, they don't have the sales experience, they've done other direct sales. I always say, try. Try. I always pose that question of like, what's your favorite ice cream? What's your favorite ice cream flavor? Chocolate. All right. Would you have known how great it tasted and how much it would be your favorite if you did not take a chance of trying it? So that's the way that I approach this opportunity. Is I'm full on like, I believe in you, girl. Deep down in me, I am not giving up on you. I feel this is something that's going to benefit you, and give it a try. I know we talk about like the you have nothing to lose, because really $129. I always say, give it a try, sign up. I'm going to be here for you along the way. I am going to set you up to be successful. If later on you feel this is not a right fit for me, maybe, Anne, I don't think well, guess what? You didn't lose anything, because number one, you still got everything that was in your set. But I've never ever had anybody who took a chance and did not stay. As a matter of fact, I've had women who really honestly on my team, a lot of women that joined my team was because they loved the camaraderie, they loved the fun that I brought. I had one stylist who actually joined a party that I was hosting. She was actually a customer of another stylist, not on our team, but from another state. She was invited into a party that I was hosting, and she had reached out to me and said, you know what? They're like, I love what you bring. Like, I love this energy. I want to be a part of it. She wasn't even looking to be a stylist. She was just motivated and inspired. So as a stylist, and I reach this out to all of you guys, is when you do present, make sure that you feel confident. And I know we all do. We stand by Color Street, but when you sell it and when you're trying to get people and how you actually get them to enroll, is you have to remember is I'm looking out for you. Why not? And you can do this. So that's where I say I just kind of step on the gas, because I don't ever want any woman to walk away from an amazing opportunity because they are scared. Like, that's the number one thing that I feel a lot of women are afraid of is, I don't know if I can do this. You make that person feel like you can and that you're going to be there for them. But also, too, the one thing that I always stress is the sisterhood that we have, the all the support that we have. But yeah, you guys pretty much touched everything. But I just feel that when you are going to how you approach this is not so much of, well, you know, you can make 25% of your commission, and oh, this month you have 5 sets. Like, you really got to be genuine and tell them, I care about you. I want what's best for you. I feel you can do this. Girl, I got your back. Like, that's the way I approach things.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with that. And I think too, when we think about the business, if we don't ask, the answer's already no. And I feel like when we don't ask, you are taking away their ability to say yes. You are deciding for them. And that goes for offering a sample or asking for an order or asking to host or sharing the business with them. Even when you are out in public and you run into people and they compliment your nails, and instead of being bold and saying, you know, thank you, I did them at home. Would you like to try a sample? Can I put a sample on you? Or, you know, just starting that conversation, we're losing out on a potential customer, host, or maybe even a stylist because we are taking away their ability to say yes, because we are automatically assuming that it's a no. And I want to remind you guys something else is, I would say 8 times out of 10, when I present the business to somebody, it is no, thank you, or not right now. But what I want to remind you is that we are Color Street farmers. Our job is to plant Color Street seeds. And anybody that's planted a garden or a flower or a tree before, you know that that does not grow the same day that it's planted. So your job is to plant seeds and you will eat the fruit later. But just know that you have offered a party, a sample, an order, a stylist, a business, whatever, and you've planted that seed. That's your job, and you will reap the rewards of that down the road. So don't be discouraged if you watch this training and you go out and do all the things that we've shared, and then a week later you're like, oh, that don't work. Yes, it does. You have to be consistent. You have to stay committed. And you also have to be confident and passionate. If you are walking around like Eeyore, oh, you want to join my team? No, they're not going to join your team. I guarantee you they're not going to join your team. If you are in parties and you are just walking around like a sloth, people are not going to participate. They're not going to want to join you. So your vibe truly does attract your tribe. So did you ladies want to add anything onto this?
The one thing I wrote down too is just not necessarily about asking about the business, but just in your VIP space, that it's important to make it so that the people in your VIP space can feel that what you do is duplicatable. Don't make it seem that what you do is so hard and so complicated that they feel that they cannot do it. So I talk about this quite a few times. When I do my lives, I'm usually coming straight from the gym and I have my hair in a bun and I have not showered and there is nothing on this face at all. And I am winging it and they know it. And that's, I usually prefer it that way because then again, it makes it relatable. There is no behind the scenes makeup. There's no organization, which doesn't always work in my favor if I do it that way. But it just makes it so that they see, oh, she does a live. She doesn't have to prepare a script. She doesn't have to do all this. I could probably do that. And she's having fun and we're laughing and we're having a good time. And so we're connecting. And even if it's just for a 5-minute quick live, I do it. And the big part of that is, again, is just duplicatable. Am I asking them to join my team? No, not at that time. But I'm just letting them know and seeing that, planting that seed is part of planting that seed. Hey, I think I love this. I'm having fun. I think I could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I do want to add to is another thing you want to do is, for example, if you have something going on like you planned, and we all know we schedule posts. If you also have a party and you're out, like I had 2 parties. I was watching a Broncos game. I had a party when I was at the lake. Like you showing them that this is a business that you can still be able to enjoy your time outside. Like they see that this is something that they can do. So I think because they see that we are constantly on and we're visible on our VIP pages, that they feel like we're strapped behind our phones and our laptops. But if we post pictures, like, well, I mean, I know like you go live, like driving to the gym, going to a game, you are seeing them that your business is still running even while you're out and about doing things with your family.
No, I love that. And I think too, another thing, when we do get those people that might say no or might put that wall up where we feel scared to carry on, I think, first of all, don't write that person off. Like, don't just forget about them. But maybe if they say, no, I'm not interested right now, you could reply with something like Anne was talking about. Like, I just want you to know that I believe in you. I know that you can do this. That's why I'm sharing this with you, because that's what I told the hostess that I had. I'm like, I even told my husband about this lady. I said, she would be a phenomenal stylist. Like, I'm still working on her because I know she is going to absolutely rock it. And she keeps talking about, are there any sales requirements? I'm like, girl, you are going to make sales just because you're an amazing person. Like, understand this. But when you get people like that tell you, no, not right now, don't be afraid to say to them, well, if you don't mind, when you get some free time, check out this video. Go to my YouTube channel and send them the business basics video. You don't have to add them to the sneak peek. You don't have to do anything. Just plant that seed. Leave that video right there in their inbox. Say, when you get some free time, check out this video. Once they go through and they start learning about this business and the simplicity of it, I guarantee you they're going to say, wait, I've got some questions. Can I ask you something? They're going to reach back out to you. So if they decline being added to the sneak peek, or maybe you're not at that level with them where you feel comfortable inviting them to the sneak peek, send them that video and just leave it there and don't say anything. If you want to, set a reminder maybe a week later, check back in and just say, hey, how are things going? Or, you could say, did you get a chance to listen to that video? I really believe in you. I think that you could do this. And then right now, obviously, we have the join special, which is phenomenal. But yeah, just don't be afraid to kind of press the gas a little bit. And you will know from person to person how far you can push. Like how Bina said, she's got the people in red that's like, don't mess with them for a while. But Bina still has them on her radar because she knows there's potential. She knows these people can do well, but she may need to pump the brakes with them for a little bit. But then she may have some people in green that she's like, okay, these are my people. This is who I'm following up with. So you've got to figure out what works best for you. But I think really what any of these people will say that you're listening to right now would probably be bold and share with everybody, and don't be scared to do it, because this is in our job description to share. It is in our job description to build relationships. And that's all that we are doing. And when you think about what this business has done for you, you truly do start to feel selfish when you're not sharing it. And that's how I feel. I'm like, where would I be right now if the person that shared this with me didn't share it? You guys, I could not imagine my life right now working in the medical field. I have so much respect for everybody that's working in the medical field right now, because our world is full of uncertainty and fear. And I am incredibly thankful for Color Street right now. I mean, I have been for the last 3 years, but in a time like this, I'm like, I don't know what I would do. You know, I'm just so thankful that I have Color Street. So I feel like that is our job, to share this amazing business with other people. So I don't know. I don't have anything else on my notes over here. I took notes of some stuff that you ladies said. Do either one of you want to add anything before we end this? We're right at 50 minutes. Of course, we didn't stick to what we said we were doing.
I just want to add one thing. Thing. I feel that a really, really personal touch when you are talking to somebody that's potential or a potential stylist is schedule a phone call. Like, that is so much more. I don't want to say that emailing them and messaging them and adding them into the sneak peek group is not genuine, but I will tell you this, 100% of the girls that I have recruited, I've actually been on the phone with them. I've talked to them. I've got to know them, you know, followed up. It's a little bit more when you actually call them and you talk to them, you share the blessings that Color Street has done for you. But then a lot of the times, that's where I get all their questions. That's where I'm like, okay, what questions do you have? And for some reason, they're more open to tell you what it is, and they have more questions. So I just feel like that might be something that you guys may want to look into, is get on the phone, talk to them, because I feel like they are more open to ask you what it is that they're concerned about or what their question is. But then they also, I mean, for me personally, I feel like talking, I can convey a little bit more about how much this company has blessed me versus just putting a graphic and have all my text, because some people, they just kind of scroll. But when they hear my voice, they hear, you know, like, just they hear the emotion in your voice, like they get it. So that's just one thing that I forgot to add.
No, yes, I should have added that in. And so anybody that listens to Kelly France knows that Kelly France is old school, and she has said on several trainings, pick up the phone and call. Your potential stylist will talk themselves into it by the end of that phone call. And there's stylists on Team No Excuses that I've enrolled that will probably comment and say that I do that. I talk to them on the phone because I think it is. And I think it's so important. And I know it sounds super old school, and the world has gotten away from that personal connection. And probably the last, I don't know how many stylists I've enrolled, they've had a pre-enrollment phone call with me just to talk about questions. And it's 99% of the time, it's them doing all of the talking, because once you get them on the phone, they have so many questions that you would have never known about had you kept messaging them on Facebook or possibly text message. But I think it really goes a long way when you tell someone, hey, you are important, you matter, I know you can do this. I am going to block out 30 minutes of my time to have a conversation with you. So I agree with that. Get people on the phone and talk with them. So, all right, ladies, I'm going to end this. I'm not letting that timer get to an hour. I am not doing it.
We're at 52 minutes.
Not bad. We're under an hour. Way to go.
Yay. All right, let's do a virtual high five.
Yeah.
Yay! All right, I'm so excited. If you guys made it to the end, I would love for you to put below the biggest takeaway from this. Let us know what was your biggest takeaway from this. What is something that you are going to implement into your business? Because honestly, I know that's my heart, is, you know, to help empower and encourage others. I know that's Anne and Bina's heart as well. So I know all of us just pray that you all are able to pull something from this video that encourages and empowers you to maybe take a step or get out of your comfort zone or do something different in your business. So let us know what that is, because I know it's just going to make all of our hearts explode reading those comments. So you guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your life to develop your business. I hope that this helped, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.